Welcome back to the podcast. The World Series is over with, and the Astros beat the Phillies. I feel like that got a lot of backlash.
Backlash? Why did it get backlash?
Man, everywhere I've heard Phillies. And it's probably because we live more near Philadelphia. But I mean...
Those are called freshmen in high school that you talk to who are Fairweather fans.
Actually, there are a couple of seniors, juniors.
High school. Fairweather fans. Trying to be cool.
Okay, fine. What do you think of it?
I think Dusty Baker finally got his World Series win. Congrats to Dusty. I think Houston was by far the best team in baseball year, minus the Dodgers, who flamed out in the playoffs. I don't think it was unexpected. Sounds about right to me.
Yeah.
Now we go into off season, which free agencies and trades galore. It's gonna be beautiful.
Man.
So congrats to Houston.
Yeah.
Oh! Before we go any further, college basketball started. I'm gonna give my weekly Drew Timmy update.
Okay. Is
Game
this a new
1
segment?
We'll make it a new segment. Game 1, Gonzaga, Drew Timmy, 10 of 19 from the field, 22 points in only 29 minutes, and a big 41-point Gonzaga win. Mustache Man starting the season off right. I see Player of the Year.
I'm surprised he didn't go to the NBA. That I don't know. But I believe in him.
Look, he's unselfish.
That's true.
He wanted to give us all one more glorious season of the mustache. So
that's true. Yeah.
How can we go wrong?
We can't.
Tomorrow night, Michigan State Gonzaga, ESPN.
Do you know what you can go wrong about?
What?
Alabama. Thinking Alabama will make the playoffs because they have 2 losses. They lost to Tennessee and they lost to LSU last week. That was an amazing game.
That was a great game.
Wow.
And good job on Brian Kelly for going for 2 there at the end. I mean, what did they have to lose, right?
Nothing.
It was a great call on his part. Great win by LSU. And, man, Alabama and Clemson lost on the same day.
It's like a dream come true.
And are both out of the playoffs. Clemson didn't just get beat. Clemson got taken to the woodshed.
Blown out.
Absolutely dominated by Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Makes me smile.
And then Georgia takes down Tennessee, which I don't think is that surprising. I think a lot of people saw it coming. Kind of went either way, but I think it was more on Georgia's favor, especially being a home game.
I tell you what, I wasn't surprised Georgia won, but I was surprised they completely shut down Tennessee's offense.
Yeah.
I thought that would be a high-scoring game. And other than a garbage touchdown in the last couple minutes, I don't think Tennessee scored a touchdown all game.
No, I don't think they did.
The
final score was... Give me a second. The final score was 27-13. Georgia. Yeah,
Georgia just dominated them. Big statement win on their part.
Yeah.
Kind of like Ohio State's 21-7 victory over
that was the greatest game of all time, hurricane-type wins, and you beat a 1-7 Notre Dame, or 1-7 Northwestern team.
Look. Let's not make excuses. Yes, there were literally hurricane force winds, right? Like all game, 35 miles an hour, gusts up to 60. Fine. I understand it makes it hard passing, but with the offensive line that Ohio State has, they should have been blowing Northwestern off the ball and running it down their throat, and they couldn't. And that's concerning. Northwestern's line all year has not performed very well. Teams have successfully run the ball on them, and Ohio State just could not. And I'm a little concerned about it. They weren't physical. They looked soft. We'll find out here in a couple weeks when Michigan comes to town.
Now, they had 2 rushing touchdowns, that is. One of them was a longer one, but it wasn't really because of the line. It was really because of Mayan Williams there. He broke 2 tackles, ran to the pylon, touchdown. The other one was a 1-yard touchdown. I agree with you. It's kind of worrisome. Ohio State is supposed to have a good, I'm not going to say amazing, I'm going to say good run game, and it did not look like that was going to happen. But however, it does look like CJ Stroud is getting more comfortable running the ball just a little bit, and I hope to see him run the ball more, because if we do that.
I mean, look, if the defense can put an extra man in the box, he's got to run it. He has to run it. Michigan's going to do the same thing. Look, they got 2 weeks to figure things out before probably a 2-3 matchup with Michigan. So, playoff rankings right now are Georgia, Ohio State, Michigan, TCU. I really can't argue with any of those. If you want to argue Michigan should be ahead of Ohio State, fine. I can't necessarily disagree. It doesn't really matter at the end of the day because they play each other. I have a feeling Texas could beat TCU this week, which would knock TCU out in all of the Big 12. And then the only other conference I think that has a chance of making the playoffs is the Pac-12. Oregon looks really good right now, but they've got a really tough remaining schedule. Between Oregon, USC, and UCLA, they're all probably going to beat each other up. You could see 2 SEC and 2 Big Ten teams in the playoffs. I mean, obviously, Georgia, even if Georgia loses, they're in. I think the loser of Ohio State, Michigan could still get in, and Tennessee sitting there at 5, just waiting. So chaos will ensue. Strange things always happen at the end of the college football, but right now, I wouldn't be surprised if it's 2 SEC and 2 Big Ten teams.
So the biggest ranking moves of that week, after LSU beat Alabama, Alabama moves down to 10, LSU moves up to 7, Tennessee moves down from 1 to 5, Georgia moves up to number 1, and Clemson moves down to 12 after losing to Notre Dame, who is now 20. Crazy.
It'll get crazier. You watch. It'll get crazier. Always does.
Crazy.
All right. Moving on to the NBA.
That's a funny joke.
You want to talk about the 2-8 Lakers?
No, I really don't.
Okay.
I really don't.
What would you like to talk about? It's your podcast.
The NFL.
Oh,
We're
okay.
back on the NFL here. So, we got a little recap from week 9. The Eagles take down the Texans. It was tied at half. And then the Eagles just decided to wake up and ended 29-17. No surprise.
No surprise.
Colts, who I said was going to win because Jonathan Taylor usually plays very well against the Patriots. What happened to Jonathan Taylor? He did not play. So the Patriots blew the Colts out of the water. The Colts only scored 3 points.
Let's stop and talk about the Colts for a minute.
There's a lot with the Colts.
After
right
that
now.
game, they fired their head coach, Frank Reich, and brought in Jeff Saturday, ESPN talking head, to be their head coach for the remainder of the season. That has tankage written all over it. You're not even trying to hide the fact that you're tanking at this point.
No.
Jeff Saturday, who, to my knowledge, has never coached not even a head coach, not even coached at all in the NFL or college level.
Let me give you a quick background on Jeff Saturday. He revealed that he turned his, application papers or whatever you want to call it in as a joke, and he got the job.
Seriously?
Yes, it was a joke. And he did coach, but he coached high school. Do you know what his record in high school was?
Please share.
3-7.
Is that good?
3-7.
I'm just asking for a friend.
No,
Is that good?
No, that's really bad.
That's not NFL quality.
Now, if he's NFL quality, if he would have coached a team like the Detroit Lions, he's probably going 0-17. The Colts are still, I feel like, a good team. They need to take Matt Ryan off the bench, which I don't know why they still have him on the bench because he's way better than Sam Ellinger. I can tell you that.
They're gonna tank the rest of the year to get in the quarterback sweepstakes. I mean, look, I said this last podcast. You had Carson Wentz last year. Is Carson Wentz a top-notch quarterback in the NFL? No, but Carson Wentz is not a bad NFL quarterback, and you stunk last year. And you blamed it on Carson Wentz. So you went out and got a Hall of Fame quarterback in Matt Ryan, and you brought him in, and you stink this year, and you blame it on Matt Ryan, and you bench him. The problem is not your quarterback. The problem is your coaching and your scheme. And apparently they figured that out, which is why they fired Frank Reich. But to now bring in Jeff Saturday and for the owner, Irsay, to come out and say, you're leaving Matt Ryan on the bench for Ellinger for the remainder of the year, Just come out and say you're tanking. Just come out and say you're trying to get a top 2 pick to get in the Bryce Young, CJ Stroud sweepstakes. Just say it. It's gross.
Yeah,
gross. The rest of the season's going to be, I think, comical for the Colts.
Yeah, I agree. The Packers
Holy hell, Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers sucks. Lions take down the Packers 15-9. That was a terrible game. Aaron Rodgers throws 3 interceptions.
That team is a train wreck, too.
The Lions are the worst defense. I don't know if it's in NFL history, but it's in like the past 20 years or something crazy like that. And you throw 3 interceptions and you only score 9 points. Why does Aaron Rodgers suck?
The Packers have now lost to the Giants, Jets, and Lions. And their next 3 games are the Cowboys, the Titans, the Eagles. You're a 3-6 team with that schedule ahead of you. You're in trouble. Aaron Rodgers may just pack it in and go home. Maybe not literally, but he may just check out. That team could become a circus too, just like the Colts.
I mean, you're what did you say, 3-6?
3-6. By the way, one of us on this podcast picked the Green Bay Packers to go to the Super Bowl.
Yeah. How's that working out for you?
I believe the Packers are 3-6.
Are they going to make
I would like to apologize now to the listeners of this podcast for the error of my ways.
Mm-hmm.
I was wrong. You were right.
Yeah. I don't even remember who I said was going to the Super Bowl. I believe it was the Rams.
Well, the NFC in general is a mess, right? I just took a shot in the dark. The Bucks stink. The Rams stink. Eagles are fine. Vikings are fine. There's nobody in the NFC, so hey.
Yeah. Falcons lose to the Chargers 20-17. Chargers still suck. Like,
whoa.
Listen, the Chargers, be honest with yourself. The Chargers are not that good. They're not that good.
They're fine.
They're fine. But they were supposed to be a super team. One of the best teams in the NFL.
They're right where they need to be. They're 5-3.
I've heard from so many Chargers fans.
You gotta stop listening to fans.
Nah, come
You
on.
gotta stop listening to talking heads. Form your own opinions. Do your own research.
I'm forming my own opinion.
Watch your own video.
I'm forming my
Break
own.
down the game tape. Don't listen to a talking head, or don't listen to a 15-year-old at your lunch table. The San Diego Chargers are just fine. They're fine.
I'm gonna form my own opinion here. The record, they are playing worse than their record says. There we go, I said it. They're playing worse than their record says.
That was hard hitting right
Yeah, it was really hard hitting. I don't know. I don't like the Chargers this season. They don't look good to me.
Fair enough.
They've had kind of an easy schedule, it feels like. And I mean, I don't know. I just don't think they're as good as their record says.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah, we'll see. But I'm going to come out, again, like you said with the Packers. I'll come out and be right.
Can we talk about the Jets beating the Bills?
Yeah, I was just, that was the next game I was going to talk about. The Jets beating the Bills.
What the hell?
Josh Allen looked like... he looked not very good.
The Jets defense is actually pretty good.
Yes.
But my God, Zach Wilson is bad.
Oh, yeah.
That offense is bad. That team is bad. I don't care that they're 6-3. I don't care that they just beat the Bills. They stink.
Yeah.
They stink.
Mm-hmm.
Shame on the Bills.
So, the Bills, Josh Allen did not play well. He even admits it. The Jets being 6-3 is very good for them because, like you just said, they stink. They're not very good. And I think we'll see that in the next couple of weeks. And I said that last week, but now it really starts to happen. Now it really will start to happen. Which I saw on social media that a fan of the Jets flipped a coin on a notebook, or flipped a coin for every game. If it was like heads or something, win, tails, loss. Every coin flip has been right.
I need to take that dude to Vegas.
Yeah, that is very lucky.
Raiders lose again to the Jaguars.
Man, they've thrown 5 17-point leads since it was 1970 to 2021. They've thrown 3 17-point leads away. This season. How is that possible? First half, Devontae Adams had a ton of yards, 2 touchdowns. They were looking amazing.
Yeah, he had 140 yards in the first half.
Yeah, it was good. And then the second half, do you know how many targets he gets? He gets 8 targets, 1 reception. It just seems like they are a first half team. They can't finish games out at all. We've seen that. Again, 3 17-point leads blown.
Well, they're done. Their season's over.
Yeah.
2-6 now.
I don't even know what you do. Do you really try to tank from there, get a quarterback? Derek Carr's fine.
They just signed Derek Carr.
That's what I'm saying.
Massive deal.
So what's the plan there? The Raiders are in a really bad position right now.
I don't know that the Raiders have a plan right now. It's going to be interesting to see what they do. Kind of like the Cardinals. Cardinals are 3-6 too.
Yeah, the Cardinals lose again to the Seahawks.
Bad.
The Seahawks are now 6-3, taking on Tampa Bay this week.
That's a great contract that they signed Kyler Murray to. Fantastic.
Mm-hmm. Yep. The Bengals destroyed the Panthers. It was 42-21. Listen, it really should have been 42-0. Joe Mixon went off. The Panthers suck. They benched PJ Walker, brought in Baker. Baker started actually performing well for once. But they were already down way too much, and they lose the game.
And now PJ Walker's going to start again this week against the Falcons. Good decision making. Again, tanking. Teams are just tanking.
Yeah.
Vikings Commanders. Don't want to talk about the game at all. Commanders lost. I would like to congratulate Daniel Snyder on getting sued by the Attorney General of District of Columbia because you're a bad human being. Congrats and good luck with that.
We've got Rams, Buccaneers. Tom Brady looked like Tom Brady for one drive. The drive for the win.
Both those teams are bad.
Yep. Chiefs, Titans. I don't know why this game was so close, but the Chiefs come out and win. Saints versus Ravens. The Ravens win. Dolphins versus Bears. The Dolphins barely win. And I want to congratulate Justin Fields really quick. Most rushing yards by a quarterback in a single game.
It's amazing what happens when you let the guy actually play.
Yeah.
Take the reins off of him a little bit, and it's not half bad.
No,
he's still going to get killed with that team around him, but starting to look like an NFL quarterback a little bit. All right, let's make some picks.
Predictions. So Thursday Night Football, which is tonight, we've got Falcons versus Panthers. This is the greatest game of all time. This is must-see TV.
Baker comes in to the second half and saves the day. Panthers.
I've got Falcons. The Panthers, just PJ Walker, no.
That's what I just said. Baker comes in to save the day.
Yeah. Seahawks, Buccaneers. I've got this is going to be closer than people think. People probably think, since how hot the Seahawks are, it's going to be a blowout for the Seahawks. I think that the Buccaneers win here.
Tampa.
Yeah. Lions versus Bears. Must-see TV. I've got the Bears, though. If Justin Fields plays like he's been playing, he's got it.
Lions stay hot.
Browns versus Dolphins. I've got Dolphins.
Browns are a mess. Dolphins big.
Broncos versus Titans. I don't even know.
Russell Wilson's bad. Titans.
I've got Broncos. Bills, Vikings.
Well, I'm going to back up on that one, man. If Malik Willis starts again, that's not a good thing. I don't know if Tannehill's going to come back or not. I'm going to assume he is. I'm going to stick with the Titans.
I'm going to go Broncos still. Vikings, Bills. I've got Bills. They're mad about last game. And the Vikings are 6-1, which is good. Or 7-1.
Yeah. On paper, it looks like a good game. 7-1 Vikings, 6-2 Bills. Here's the problem. Anytime the Vikings play in a big game, Kirk Cousins folds. Bills big.
Whew. Another must-see TV. Texans versus Giants. I've got Giants.
Good God, the Giants stink. I hate picking the Giants. I hate the Giants are 6-2, but I'm picking them to go 7-2.
Jaguars versus Chiefs. I've got the Chiefs big.
Chiefs by 25.
Saints versus Steelers. Dude, these games suck. I've got Saints. These games are horrible.
How do you really feel?
These games are horrible.
I'm going with the Saints.
Colts versus Raiders. Another bad one. I've got the Colts. If Jonathan Taylor comes back, which I might have just cursed him, then, maybe they
Jeff Saturday going to pick up his first victory? I don't think so.
Maybe.
Raiders.
Rams versus Cardinals. Dang, both these teams are not looking good. I've got Rams.
Must win. Rams.
Cowboys versus Packers. Cowboys. The Packers. This would be a good game at the start of the season, but the Packers suck. Cowboys.
Man, I really want to pick the Packers.
Don't do it.
Really want to pick the Packers.
Don't do it.
Packers.
Oh, my. Chargers versus 49ers. Okay, the Chargers do not have wide receivers. If Keenan Allen comes back, maybe they have a chance, but the 49ers are really, really good, especially with Christian McCaffrey. I'm going 49ers.
I really want to pick the Chargers.
Don't say it.
I really, really want to pick the Chargers.
Don't say it.
San Diego
No,
Chargers.
it's just not gonna happen. Commanders versus Eagles. Why are the Eagles getting so many prime times? I mean, it makes sense, but yeah. I've got the Eagles.
Eagles close.
I see that. I mean, it's a divisional matchup.
All right.
That's it. That's it for the, episode. We do have an Instagram if you want to go follow it. It's at the Smart and Smarter podcast. So I will be posting.
We're everywhere now.
Yeah, we're everywhere.
We're on Spotify, we're on Twitter, we're on Instagram. Are we still on YouTube?
It's on and off.
Everywhere.
We're on, what's it called? Amazon Music, I believe.
Taking over the world.
One step at a time.
Baby steps.
Gonna be
See
it.
ya.